Hi everyone, how are you doing? I really would like to hear how you're doing, and I'd like to hear in the comments below really how everyone is today. Saturday morning, welcome to the Ask Bess show here every Saturday and Sunday at noon Eastern time. And this is a place where you can come and have some company, ask questions, share your insights too. Yeah, okay, looking at the internet connection availability here, looks okay. I know there's a lot of people on the internet nowadays. The Ask Bess show, a place where you can ask any questions about what's happening in the world today, anything about health, wealth, love, about career, network marketing. They call me the shrink of MLM. But you can ask questions about health, about communication, about family, about career, about what's happening right now in the world. And I will respond to the best of my ability. Also love to hear your insights. But this is a place where I love to sit with you every Saturday and Sunday and let you know that I know you're going through things. I hear you. You matter. There's a solution to every problem. You are bigger than any problem that is before you. And the solution is never far away. You don't have to do it alone. I'll help, and there's always going to be the help that you need surrounding you, within your reach, always, for every problem. That's what I found in life, and that's what I can promise, that there's always the solutions that we need, the helpers that we need, all around us. We have everything that we need to solve that and to overcome whatever challenges before us, and the challenges are here to help us to grow. So while I invite a few people, and by the way, if you're watching the replay, please type in replay, because I would like to thank you for watching. And while I finish the intro here, the topic today is compassionate communication, because a lot of people are wondering how to manage their emotions nowadays. A lot of people are thrown together, families are thrown into a house for an extended period of time, being together, who might not be used to that. Kids are home from school, parents are dealing with that. I saw a post the other day that said, two students suspended from school, and teacher, on probation from drinking or something like that. So they're talking about people that are homeschooling their kids right now. Kind of funny. I homeschooled my son for his whole time with me, because of the freedom that it afforded, and we were in a homeschool group with other families, but it sure can be wonderful, but kind of a shock when you're doing it all at once, right, and not by choice. So I'm just going to go ahead and invite a few people, and if you know people who would like to hear some hopeful words today, or even learn compassionate communication that can help them through anything, any rough situation, rather than communication that can demand, accuse, criticize, judge, all those things, because ultimately we do want to be understood. So this is how to be understood better, rather than put somebody else on the defensive or get on opposite sides of the boxing ring, that you're on that you realize that you're both on the same side, you're for each other in life. And who am I? Bess McCarty. Who am I to be teaching this and talking today? I am a holistic health practitioner and body-mind therapist for over 30 years, helping people to break through their blocks of fears and negative beliefs to a happy life, to better their lives, whether it's with career, health, or relationships. And these methods work, the body-mind methods work the quickest of any that I know. I'll tell some stories about that later on. But welcome, Teresa. And let's see. Wanted to invite a few people. I think that's all it's going to let me invite today. So, where to start? There's a lot. Thank you for being here, Teresa. Thank you for all your love. Teresa's a wonderful, loving, and spiritual person, and a star student in our Generic School for Network Marketers, the MLM Millionaire Academy. So I'm glad you are here, Teresa. Thank you for joining in, as always. So there's a lot of uncertainty right now. Some people are kind of glued to the internet almost compulsively, glued to the news and reading a lot of things that are coming out. And while I do like to stay up on what is current and out there, I also realize that the news may be having a heyday right now because so many people are glued to it. They may be enjoying all these views. And if you notice the way that they put things, it might be a lot of people notice that they put it in a way to actually engender fear. This morning I opened up a weather report and it said severe storms and possible hail may threaten 70 million Americans. Instead of just saying, we're expecting severe storms and possible hail, they threatened 70. It will threaten 70 million, or can threaten 70 million Americans. And I thought, well, that's is that necessary to write threaten in there? And if you look at the news and how it's presented, a lot of this is feeding fear. And do we need to? In fact, that's why I stopped melodrama, media drama. And welcome, Sherry. Glad to see you as always. Thank you for joining in. So what I wonder is a lot of the deaths that have been attributed to coronavirus were with people who, most of them they said, were with people who had underlying health conditions. And I wonder how many of those deaths were caused by the underlying health conditions themselves that they simply attributed to the coronavirus. So I wonder if the death numbers, the totals, are really correct, or if they have been skewed a little bit. And then I found another report that showed that the corona tests themselves have been found to be faulty. They said 80% of them could be faulty, and people who've taken gotten the corona positive test, when they took it again, some of them have gotten then a negative test, which leads me to think that how accurate are they? How accurate is the reporting of cases out there? One report said 80% could be inaccurate. So how much of this can we relax about? I'm still being careful. I'm still doing the isolation and washing hands and, being super, super careful at any rate, for my comfort, for other people's comfort around me, and just to be socially responsible that way. However, I am taking a lot of things in stride. And welcome, Karen. And keeping up with health. There's an old saying that among some of the Eastern religions, before enlightenment, chop wood and carry water. Meaning doing what's needed to be done, right? You do what needs to be done for you and your family and your health. What do you need to do? And it said after enlightenment, chop wood and carry water. We still need to do. And I'm thinking, okay, in a time of the time of everyday life, we chop wood and carry water. We do what's needed to do. And in a time of worry about the pandemic, we still chop wood and carry water. For me, that means doing the regular work that I can from home as a teacher and a coach for you all, see who I can help, see who I can be useful. Keep up my regular disciplines. I keep the house real nice as though somebody was coming over just for my own enjoyment. I keep my internal house good. I keep my health up by getting enough sleep. I go out for a long walk every day. I do my strengthening exercises. I eat nutritious foods, really good foods that I prepare for myself. So I'm keeping up the health, the sleep. Oh, and turn off your Wi-Fi whenever you can. If you can, get away from the Wi-Fi or turn that off, or be careful not to have any headsets on your head or get electronics near your head or your face, because this can decrease immunity and actually mimic the symptoms of coronavirus. So that's doing what's needed. And definitely, number one, I also keep up my spiritual work every day. When we go within, whatever that means to you, whether it's praying, meditating, taking a walk in nature, whatever that means to you to do your spiritual work, if you can stay in touch with your own inner guidance, which is your highest spiritual self or the higher power or whatever, talking through whatever you want to call it, talking through you, that is really your best guide. Your your inner guidance that comes to you, and it will let you know what you need to do. I happen to access mine, and a tool that I've been using for over 40 years is I like to sing the word Hugh. And this helps me to calm, spiritualize, align with my inner guidance, align with God as I know it, and brings a clarity. It's to me, it's like climbing to the top of the mountain and being able to see clearly above the noise of the emotional and mental chatter that's going on below. I call that the level of soul. Soul that is above the mind, above the emotions, above the body, and can see clearly. And the way that I access that level of clarity and spiritual connection and comfort and love and even joy is I sing the word Hugh. Why is that word work? I don't know. But I've been using it for 40 years, and I'll share it with you in a minute. Welcome, Mary. Welcome, Shamala. Welcome, Thomas. Glad to see everybody here. Some of you already know the word Hugh because it's a very ancient word. It's been known throughout all thousands and thousands of years as a word that spiritualizes. It's also called, well, it's a name that it's simply a gift that we can use to center, to calm, to connect like a telephone line with divine love and inner guidance. And it sounds like this. You, you, So I close my eyes and I sing this aloud or silently about 20 minutes a day. And it may not be for everyone, but if it felt good to you, if you think you might like to give it a try, you're welcome to do that. So I wanted to share that with you today. Now I wanted to share also about compassionate communication, because a lot of people might be feeling extra emotional these days. And welcome, Sherry. Glad to see you. Glad to see everybody here. So if you are watching, I'd love for you to say, hey, I'm here, just so I know you're here. And also if you know someone else who could be using some of these tips, some strategies to cope at this time, I'd love if you tag them or share in another Facebook group, perhaps a personal growth or spiritual growth group that could be needing this at this time also. Something that I'm doing to be useful at this time, I like to say that when I am in fear, and I do too, I can find aspects of fear, shades of fear creeping in, I simply go to service, because I know that service is love, and fear and love are like oil and water. They cannot, it has to be one or the other, right? It has to be a choice, fear or love. And so when I'm in fear, I switch over to love or service. I say, okay, how can, instead of being in fear, how can I love myself and serve myself? How can I be of service to myself and take good care of my health on all levels, physical, emotional, mental, spiritual? Or how can I help another person? So what I've been doing with my work as a coach is offering, well, I have two aspects. The school for network marketers that Jeffrey David Gamble and I teach, the MLM Millionaire Academy. We put on a free class on last Sunday, and now we have the replay out called The Art and Science of Recruiting. How to stay positive and profitable in these tough times for network marketers. So we put out this replay at that Facebook group. I'll put a link below, but again, it's called How to Stay Positive and Profitable in Tough Times for MLM, or network marketers. So we put on this free training. It's 90 minutes. It's very, very good. People say it's very good content, and it'll help you to know what to do at this time. A second thing that we are doing, sponsored by the school, is Jeff and I are doing free trainings for people's teams. If you can get together 10 people or more, please private message me or call me, and we'll set up a training for your team. If you can't get 10 people, then go to your upline and say, I would like to have this training that Bess and Jeff are doing. how to stay positive and profitable in these tough times. I would like this training for my team. Would you sponsor this? And you go upline until you get your 10 people to be on the training. We did one for 200 people in Nigeria recently, and it was really, we felt ourselves really living on another level of inspiration and motivation and commitment and dedication. It was magical, magical. This can be the time, March can be your best month if you're a network marketer and you need to make money from home. March can be your best month ever, and April can too. You know why? Because people are needing to make money from home. They need a solution. They are looking for you. They are looking for a solution. They are calling me and saying, hey, I'm laid off, I'm at home, my entertainment gigs have been canceled, my massage has all been canceled. I need to make my network marketing business work now. I didn't have time before. I was too busy keeping up with the rat race and all that, but now I have time, and now how can I make it grow the fastest? So what I do is I send them our free training that we did last Sunday, how to stay positive and profitable in these tough times for MLM. I send them this training, and then that leads them to 2 more free classes, really good classes about how to talk to friends and family the quickest, and then second, how to call leads. So it leads to those 2 free classes. So you can go to that Facebook event now and get the replay, how to stay positive and profitable in these tough times, replay, and I'll post that link. But that is what I'm giving people. Friends who are calling me up, friends, clients, students who are calling me up saying, how do I make this work now? I really need to make it work, and I need to make it work fast. So the best way that I know is to start with that Facebook event, how to stay positive and profitable in these tough times for MLM replay. Start there. That leads you to 2 more free classes, and that will get you off the ground. So that is what we are doing to support the network marketing profession at this time. What I'm doing as a coach to support everyone at this time is I'm holding free open coaching sessions, group sessions on Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern time, and I'll post the link to that too. So these are free sessions that I'm offering. People can call in, and you can talk. I can hear you back and forth, whereas now I can't, except by your typing. Welcome, Nutella. How are you, honey? Wow, glad to see ya. Glad to see ya. How are you over in the UK, or are you in the US? I'm glad you are here. I'm sorry, Ukraine, not the UK, the Ukraine. Glad to see you, Nutella. How are you and your family doing? So glad to see you. Okay, emotional. It's everybody. I've been connecting with so many people right now saying, how are you? And they've been calling up, and I've been spending actually hours on the phone talking with people. So I've been actually quite busier than ever being of service. Some people are seeing what seniors that are shut in that need groceries delivered or need a hand with something. Thank you for all of your service and all that you're doing. Let's see, was talking about coaching that I'm offering, the group coaching session on Tuesday nights called Real Conversations. This is a paid class, but I'm making it open for everybody at this point for free that you can jump on. And if you would like a private coaching session with me, complimentary, just private message me and we can arrange that. So this is what I'm doing to give back at this time and support people. And it's really, feels really good to do that. Now today I want to share about compassionate communication. The topic is how to talk positive when you are in fear, when you have a lot of internal pressure going on, when perhaps you're shut in with family that you're not used to be, and there's pressures, there's a lot of joy. I know the family say, finally we get to have some family time, right? And for some people there might be some pressures. So how do you speak and make it positive in these times? This is a really good book. And it's probably backwards, but Oh, there we go. And upside down. Okay. So this is called Nonviolent Communication by Marshall Rosenberg, A Language of Life, or A Language of Compassion. Marshall Rosenberg, Nonviolent Communication. Incredible book that has probably saved families. When my son was young, he was only 2.5 years old when his father and I divorced. We're still friends. We still work together as parents for our son. What helped us a lot was this book and this training by Marshall Rosenberg. As a family, we attended these trainings to remember and discipline ourselves and learn the simple tools of how to speak positive to each other. And that is simply, instead of saying blame or what's wrong with you, or blame, judgment, demands, we simply speak our observation, which is neutral, our feeling, our need, and our request. That's the 4 simple steps to compassionate communication, or speaking so that you can really be heard. And the first one is important because the observation, this has to be as neutral as reporter. Instead of when you messed up, that's not an observation. But when you came into the room when I was trying to meditate, I felt frustrated. Not I felt you were wrong. That's not a feeling. Stick with true feelings. I felt frustrated. And then speak your need, because I needed my private time alone from the family at least once a day. And a 4th request, would you respect my closed door and wait until I'm finished with my spiritual time to talk with me? So that would be an example of an observation, a feeling, a need, and a request. Versus, you're so inconsiderate. What's wrong with you? Why can't you give me my private time? You see, that's judgment, blame, criticism, even demands sometimes. So this communication system has saved relationships, jobs, health. It's said that every problem is a communication problem, so I hope that helps. What I'm going to do tomorrow is come on with the puppets and give you some demonstrations of compassionate communication. And the puppets will talk to each other. So I'm going to come back tomorrow. I realize this is could be a little bit longer class, so I would like to come on tomorrow and share that with you. More compassionate communication. I'll call it Compassionate Communication Part 2. Coming on tomorrow. But I think this is long enough for today. Thank you all for watching. I really would like to hear how you're doing. How's this going for you? Do you have any tips? Do you have any questions? Do you have any insights? Please leave them below. Let's keep this discussion going. And I will post the links that I mentioned to you. If you would like to see those 4 steps of compassionate communication, you can Google this nonviolent communication by Dr. Marshall Rosenberg, who he's prevented wars with this. He's been an international communicator between countries and actually prevented wars. We can do that within our homes too, within our lives. So I hope that you found this useful, and I'd love to hear if you do and if you use that. And I will see you tomorrow on the Bess show, Ask Bess show at noon Eastern time every Saturday and Sunday, where you can ask questions. But specifically, we're going to address and do some deeper training with the puppets on compassionate communication. So we will see you then. Everybody, take good care of yourselves and each other. Bye-bye.